Hello, this is Tina, and welcome to This Cozy Mess. Today we are going to be starting a new island on my Switch 2. I've tried a couple times to get this island up and going, but also trying to record it, I guess, has been difficult. So I am going to do something a little different this time. We are just going to pick one of the first maps we find, like the first four maps they give you. We're just gonna pick one and go with it. And that way, I think when I started the other island that I started recording, it took me, I had like 3 hours of footage, like hunting for the map, and it was so overwhelming to like edit that. So I'm hoping if I just pick one of the first maps and get into starting the island, then I can just kind of post what I have instead of having to try to edit a bunch of footage because I'm still new and learning, and I don't want to get so overwhelmed that I can't enjoy doing this. I do always call my character Lucy. I don't really know where the name came from. I think for a long time on like mobile games and stuff, I would use the username like loops and curls followed by a random number. And then so when it came to like naming your character in a game, I would just I thought somehow loops and curls got shortened to Lucy, and I just always use that name now. And it is kind of nice too. I can just talk to my character when she's doing something I don't like and just be like, Lucy, why? Instead of just saying my own name. I am excited though. I played the update on my Switch 1 yesterday. I recorded some of it, and then I played even more last night on my own. I do time travel on my Switch 1 island, so on that island I have already decorated all 8 hotel rooms and also done 1 VIP room. But I probably will not be time traveling on this island. As far as what we're looking for, I mean, we really only get one shot, right? So I would prefer not to have an orange airport just because I have an orange airport on Pistachio. I would also, sorry, I would prefer not to have cherries for my fruit. And then when my birthday is, I can have either lilies, mums, or cosmos for my starting flower. And I would just prefer not to have lilies. I don't like lilies in real life. I don't really like them in the game. So it'd be nice not to have them. But we'll see. We're just gonna go with what we get and yeah, just play that island. Okay, so these are not great maps to choose from. I was hoping I would get some better diversity and map options. Also, this is interesting. I was noting this on my Switch 1 island. I was wondering, with the hotel update, would the docks or the pier, sorry, it's the pier, would the piers still be different lengths when you're picking a map starting a new island, or would they just all be the same? And to me, just like looking at these, they all look the same. So I'm wondering if they kind of like took away that, short or long piers, since in the end they're all going to be the same with the hotel, right? So that's very interesting. Like I was saying, these aren't great maps though. Like these resident services are really, really close. Like this one's just close to the airport. This one's like not far from the airport, but there's like space between resident services and the airport, but it's super close to the beach. This one's not bad. Like there's some space between the airport and resident services, but resident services is so far off to the left side. And then here, resident services is more centered, Um, I just don't know. I don't know if I love the placement of the airport and resident services. So this is difficult. Let me know if you're watching this, which map of these four you would choose. I want so bad to re-roll, but I said we're not doing that, so I'm gonna stick to it. Because when I first started playing Animal Crossing, I didn't re-roll, right? Like I didn't understand anything about that, so I just picked one of my first maps and went with it. um, I have no idea. I kind of feel like this would be an interesting decorating challenge. Like if I wanted to challenge myself. But also I'm wondering if it would just make me hate it. I kind of like the cliffs on this one, but I really I don't like that airport and resident services, I don't think. Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys. I did not think this would take so long. I was like, I'll just be able to pick one of the maps and it will be great. Hmm. Okay, hold on just a second. All right. I think I've had this map before. Like one of the times I've restarted, because I feel like I remember having that heart pond and that little kind of like peninsula in the river, if that makes sense. Part of me is feeling just crazy enough to just pick this one. So I think we're gonna do that. We'll see. Like I said, I think it'll be an interesting challenge. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go some food. I normally go some food. Alright, and like I said, hopefully it's just not an orange airport. I'm hoping no cherries, and I'm hoping no lilies. But whatever happens, happens. Ugh. I'm also really hoping the sound is good on this. I'm gonna be so upset. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Normally I'm always just spamming the B button. I forgot I needed to like click through on this. Alright. It's the moment of truth, my friends. So have you had a chance to play the 3.0 update yet? Ooh, peaches. Okay, that is my favorite fruit. So that is exciting. That's very exciting. You just fly right over the beach. Look how close that is. My goodness. Okay, yellow airport, not terrible. Cherry and Billy, also not terrible. I actually really like Billy. If you've ever played HHP, his vacation home is a pottery studio. I really like it. Oh, they're just gonna run right off to the side. Let's see if we can go see what flowers we have. It's lilies. I feel like I always get lilies, and they're my least favorite flower. So that stinks. Well, we did get peaches, which is nice. Those are my favorite. Hopefully my mom doesn't send me cherries. And yeah, let's get into it. All right, is that everyone? Let's see. Is Cherry here? How about Billy? And there's Lucy, of course. Great, we're all here. I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Nook. Our three adventurers are ready to get started. Yes, yes, very good. Let's see, how shall I begin? Yes, of course. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to your new island. My name is Tom Nook, and I'm the founder and president of Nook Inc. Yes, yes. Today is the first day of your new life on this pristine, lovely island, so congratulations. And this is a package deal, As such, Nook Inc. staff will always be here to support you ensure your comfort and safety. But first things first, yes, yes. I'd like each of you to choose a spot of your own. It's the first step to putting down some real roots. I'd like you to dream big. I do have certain connections in construction and real estate and but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just get started with a simple tent, shall we? Please collect your tent from Timmy or Tommy and then choose a spot to place it. I usually go to Tommy because he has the flag. Oh. I read all of Tom Nook's stuff and then didn't even think about reading Tommy's dialogue. But he just gives you your tent and then gives you like the little map in the corner of your screen. Where do I want to put my tents? Let's go up by the river mouth. I don't want to take out any fruit trees. But okay, so maybe right here. Let's see. Let me imagine it. I also don't want to lose any branches. Actually, I don't care that much about branches because I can shake the trees. I don't want that tree right in front of my tent. Oh, but is this going to take out 3 trees? Okay, I like that. Hopefully I didn't lose one of my wasps or my item. And I'm just gonna let my villagers put their houses where they're standing. Yeah, I don't think he'll take out the tree. Looks good to me. You think so? Awesome. Okay then, how about we do a little oh no. Visualization exercise together. If I put my tent here... Oh, it does take out the fruit tree. Okay. You know what? Billy, I'm going to move you over just a little bit. I'll find you a spot. I'm challenging myself to not just put all the buildings on the beach. Because then I feel like it's hard to... I don't know. I have such a hard time planning islands, I feel like. I know I just said I think I'm going to let their villagers put their houses wherever they want, but I'm wondering if maybe I should get Cherry's tent and place it right next to Billy. Because, like, that's a nice little open area. Also, I did not realize how close to the entrance, or not entrance, to the plaza that was. Where the heck is Cherry? Where are you, girl? I feel like I should have accidentally seen her at this point. Oh. What? Where's Billy? Okay, there's Billy. She's kind of in an open spot too. I think hers will take out that fruit tree though, but let's see. I'll find you a spot. I'll just put it where I'm standing. I think when I did my first ever island, I just let my characters put their tents where they were standing. Because I didn't really understand anything when I first started playing. Let me imagine it. So I was just like, yeah, put your tent there. That's good. Good with me. Okay. Everyone's there. I would love that tent. Like, that's such a cool color. Back to the plaza. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all found just the right spots to set up your new homes. Of course, you can sleep on it for a while, Really get a feel for how it suits you. And with that taken care of, we can move on to more serious business, like throwing an island warming party. We'll have it right here in the plaza with a roaring campfire. We'll just need a few supplies to get started, yes? Since we'll all be living here together, this will be a good test of our teamwork. Let's see. Timmy, Cherry, Tommy, and Billy can set up things here in the plaza. Meanwhile, Lucy and I will work on gathering firewood and perhaps a little snack. All right, everyone, let's get to it. Lucy, would you come see me for a moment? Ah, Lucy, I just wanted to go over what we'll need for the campfire. I think roughly 10 tree branches should do the trick. You can find them scattered about the island, so when you find one laying on the ground, press Y to pick it up. Meanwhile, I'll investigate the peach-like items growing in the trees. I suspect they're real peaches. So I normally leave one of the peaches or whatever fruit, I leave it in front of the tree. That way, once I have my Nook phone, I can put a custom code down to mark my fruit trees so that I don't actually accidentally chop them down. Also, Tom Nook asks for 6 fruit after you collect the tree branches. Also, I like to take time while I'm doing this to find a tree to shake. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain that you cannot get stung by wasps in this part of the game. So I just like to get 30 branches because Tom Nook takes 10. And then once you take the DIY workshop, you get, or to make the flimsy fishing rod and the flimsy net, you need 5 tree branches each. So that gives me enough branches to make 2 of each because they break so quickly. Although this is not my favorite time of year to have to start in just because there's not very many creatures. You definitely have a lot more opportunity for fish and bugs in like the spring and summer months. Probably even fall. I feel like you have a better chance than winter, which I guess is true to real life if you live in a cold place or a place where it's snowing. I live in a place that it normally snows, but it's also been unseasonably warm, I feel like. And so we haven't gotten very much snow, so I don't know how many bugs have actually died off so far this year. It does get very cold at night still though, so who knows. Okay, 3 more. When my my husband used to play with me sometimes when I first started playing, like we would just take turns playing my character. And like when we were shaking a tree for like in the autumn when you need acorns and pine cones, or even if I was just trying to get tree branches and we would like shake the tree over and over again, we'd be like, "Give me your money." While you were collecting branches, I was evaluating the fruit that seems to be abundant here. They look like peaches, they smell like peaches, and they even taste like peaches. In fact, they are 100% without a doubt genuine peaches. So will you collect 6 of them for me? Oh, what's this? You've already collected enough peaches for everyone, haven't you? Well, well, I knew you were the right one for the job. Thank you once again. I'll go ahead and take those off your hands. I just cleared out of it. I don't know why. Ugh. Big brain move. Now, is that everything? Yes, yes, I believe it is. Let's get started with the festivities. At last, allow me to properly welcome you to your new island. I have participated in many ventures and endeavors over the years, but this may be the most exciting. Helping develop a thriving new community entirely from scratch will truly test my business acumen. And perhaps my skills as an outdoorsman. Oh ho. Now, we may not have the kind of numbers that I originally envisioned, but that just means we'll have to rise to the challenge. And I have no doubt that, with hard work and perseverance, we'll shape this deserted island into. I suppose we can't call this a deserted island anymore, but what should we call it? I sense a great opportunity. As the first residents of this island, we should be the ones to name it. And in the spirit of democracy, we should put it to a vote. Majority rules, So take a little time to think, and when everyone is ready, I'll present your ideas. Okay, so I'm just recycling the same name I've tried to use both times. I've had an island on my Switch too. I only just got it for Christmas, and this is already my third island. Now, to be fair, I was very much enjoying the first island I started. But when I recorded my first video, I just felt weird, like starting an island that had just gotten to 3 stars. I know people do it all the time, but I don't know. I felt weird about it. So then, like I said, I restarted an island to film from the beginning, and just had way too much footage to go through. Felt overwhelmed with like editing it down. So now we're just gonna try again and have a shorter video. So like I said, I'm just keeping the same name that I've had. Hopefully this island gets to come to fruition. I also haven't taken time to like think of any other cute names, and I really like that name. We just happened to be eating tater tots as part of dinner on Christmas night, and I had some left on my plate while I was playing. So it's not like super creative or anything. Also, with all the new items, I really think I want to try a kidcore island, and I feel like that's a kidcore name. And at this point, I'm not sure. I kind of thought I would just keep both of my islands as Forever Islands with all the new features like Slumber Islands and everything. But I don't know. I might just like reset my Switch 2 islands and do like challenges and different things. I guess it depends on what everyone would like to see. Let me know if you're more interested in like a let's play where you just like people play the game, like complete achievements, or if you enjoy seeing more challenges that are maybe like decorating focused, or I don't know, there's like hard mode and DIY only. I've also seen, I don't know if you've seen Beck Plays. She is doing a no bells, no miles, no online island. So the only miles she spent on that island were to upgrade her house, because you have to do that to progress the story. Otherwise, like everything she's gotten has been from like time traveling to play events over and over, or to like getting stuff from balloons, or getting stuff from gifting villagers. So it's very interesting. I feel like that's a really hard challenge. And then also any custom designs she uses, like she has to create herself. It's always a little scary. Okay. I don't remember if it was the first time or the second time I started this island. I also had a blue lamp and a red radio and then a red cot. So let's see if that's what we're dealing with again. Yep, same thing. So that's not terrible. It's all just kind of like primary colors, which is nice. Also, I've seen someone mention that this whole like KK Dream is basically just a plug for Nintendo Online. Like, oh, you need to play with friends, but the only way you can play with friends is to pay us to play online. So, I guess do with that what you will. Anyway, I do think I want to try like a combo of like kid core and food core on this island. I think I could change my mind, but I just feel like, tater tot is a good name for that. If I do end up going with those kind of combined themes, I probably will not keep Cherry or Billy. I guess Cherry would technically work because she is like a food name villager. But I think it's really just like her outfit, and you can't change their outfits for the dream address. I'll just give everyone chef's coats if I come across it, I guess. Ah, there you are. I hope you had a pleasant nap. Or, well, I suppose it was a bit more than a nap, wasn't it? It's a brand new day. I slept that long? Oh ho ho, yes, it's quite normal to be worn out from such a long trip and a major life event. Speaking of which, I have a few more things that you might find useful as you adjust to life in our little paradise. First, you'll need one of these, yes? It's your very own Nook phone. I had these made especially for island residents. Ah, I want to make sure it's working. Right. So, I want to make sure it's working right. So, could you try turning it on for me? Good, good. Looks like you're getting good reception as well. Okay, feel free to put it away now. Say, Lucy, have you ever used a smartphone before? I have one of my own. Very good, then this should be a breeze for you. In fact, I think you'll find it much more useful than the phone you already have. Ah, yes, yes. There's also a very useful app that contains advice for living here. Normally this would not be free of charge, but as you're just getting started, consider it an extra bonus. It's called Island Life 101, and it is a message delivery service of sorts. Feel like giving it a try? Yes, please. Okay, I'll need you to pull out your Nook phone again so I can send you the app. I was telling you that when I played my first ever island, I had no idea what I was doing. And instead of graciously, graciously accepting the Nook 101 or Island 101 app, I was like, no, I don't need it. And then I was just like floundering for weeks because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And like, I didn't even know that you needed a slingshot to pop balloons. Because there's a tutorial for almost every other part of this game, but there's just no, like, they just sell the slingshot and they sell the slingshot DIY. And if you've never played before, I mean, like, logically, yes, a slingshot would be used to pop the balloons out of the sky, but I don't know. I just did not figure that out. I think I ended up like reading an article or watching a video to be like, how do you get the balloons? And then as soon as they were like, oh, just buy a slingshot, I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. um, and I also just like, I didn't know like how you got to 3 stars when I went to some Nook Mile islands. Like, I just took the first 3 villagers I saw. I didn't know that you could find different villagers. So I ended up with like Marcy and Chrissy and Broccolo. Which, I mean, none of them are terrible. I actually really like Broccolo now. I don't really love the kangaroos though, so I probably wouldn't have Marcy again, unfortunately. um, and I would have Chrissy on an island again. I have an idea for like a fantasy medieval type island that has Chrissy and Francine as like forest witches, and then Coco as their what is the word for that? Is it golem? Not like the Lord of the Rings creature, but like the clay figure that's been given life. I think it's also called a golem. I don't know. But yeah, so let's see what hat he gave me. Plain cap. I feel like I kind of always get that anymore. It's better than the Explorer cap, I guess. Also, I think it'd be really cool. If any of you have ever seen Tropikitch on Instagram, um, they do such amazing custom codes for like making fake buildings, like restaurants and stores and whatever. And I think it'd be really cool to have Billy have a climbing gym. But I'm not good enough at pixel art. I'm not good enough at any arts to make one. Oh, right. I have mouse controls now. I'm not using my Joy-Cons right now, but maybe I should switch. I'm gonna try it later just because I don't want to. So I'm just gonna do a generic welcome post right now, and then maybe off camera I'll mess around with the mouse controls some. I was excited to get a Switch 2 for Christmas, and then I'm really excited about the speakerphone feature or megaphone, I guess, where you can call out to your villagers if you're outside and they're outside and like you're close enough, I guess. And I'm wondering like how soon that will be available. Like, will that be available in the shop as soon as it's built? Or do I have to wait for the upgraded shop to get that? Where is Cherry? I feel like this island is oddly shaped, so I'm having a hard time finding her. I was gonna talk to Cherry on camera with you guys and then go pick up all my weeds and get the rest of my fruit off camera. Because that always just takes... I mean, I wouldn't say it takes too terribly long, but yeah, I just don't want you guys to have to sit through all of it. Where are you, Cherry? There you are. And she's gonna give me a DIY for a leaf umbrella. The sisterly always gives you the leaf umbrella DIY, and the jock always gives you a hat. I don't know like what hats are in the rotation. I've been getting a plain cap a lot. There's also the explorer hat. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a hat that comes in different colors that says NTDO, like Nintendo, and then it's like a trucker hat, but I don't remember the name of it. Alright, so like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and collect weeds and fruit off camera, and I will be back in a minute. Alright, so I got all of my weeds picked up, and then I shook all of my peach trees. I like to mark the ground in front of my fruit trees with this tree flag that's just available in custom designs. I do this so that I know it's a fruit tree for two reasons. One, so I can try to avoid getting rid of them when I'm like placing buildings, or if I'm chopping down trees, I don't chop those down. And also two, if I'm using like a flimsy axe or stone axe and I need some wood quickly, those are trees that are safe to chop without having to check for wasps. So we're just gonna go ahead and work on some miles. I did open this and like cleared the tutorial bit, but I'm going to take a picture. Maybe not like that. Okay. That is part like an easy way. And then also I'm gonna go ahead and create a custom design. Now, you technically don't have to change this at all. You can add a dot. You don't have to do anything. I like to always make a clear design. If you decorate by not filling every space, like I know a lot of people will either put an item or a custom code on like all of the free ground space. But if you don't decorate that way, which I tend not to, this is a good way to keep like flowers and weeds from spreading. You can just put clear or blank codes around it. Also we're going to change our passport. You just have to edit one thing. You can change your picture, you can change your title, you can change your comment. I normally change my title to Arrived Camper for the first day, And then the second day, after I help Gulliver and go to a Nook Miles island and get um, coconuts and plant one, I will change it to flightless coconut. But you don't get those tags until those two things happen. So also I just like to clear all my like little notifications except for Miles. Because I've done this a lot of times, so I kind of just like to get all my like mile tasks out of the way and then just collect them all at once and pay off my loan. Oh, I already did that. That's right. And I already talked to both villagers, so let's go do the DIY workshop and catch some creatures. Ah, Lucy, welcome, welcome. As you can see, it is quite cozy in here. It's funny how cozy doesn't always mean comfortable, Let me know if you need advice on how to spend your time on this island or anything else. If you need some advice about basic island materials, you should talk to Timmy. He can help you procure some of the essentials for thriving in our little paradise. And if you want to earn some bells, he has a rather generous policy of purchasing just about anything. Not strictly advisable from a business perspective, but quite generous, yes, yes. One more important thing. I'm offering a free DIY workshop that can help you really build out your island experience. I think it would be quite useful, so I do hope you take me up on it. Also, I forgot to say that took me about 15 or 20 minutes off camera of picking up all my weeds and getting all my peaches. Oh, I got the branch. I didn't think it gave you the branches back. Gonna get my free 50 miles. I should talk to Timmy first, really, though, because buying something from Nook Shopping is also like a miles achievement, like buying your first item. But I can't buy anything yet, so I'm not even gonna look. And then I do usually, I don't think I picked up any seashells while I was running around. But I usually sell all of my peaches and then just keep like one stack of weeds. You do need 20 of your native fruit when you're crafting the items for the first 3 plots. But because there's fruit trees on the other parts of the island we can't get to yet, I don't normally worry about keeping any on the first day. And it is nice to have extra bells. I did pick up my seashells. I legitimately could not remember. Also, I forgot to put on my hat. So, you'll also get miles for selling stuff, and you also get miles from buying from Timmy. But I'm gonna take the workshop first so that I can learn the recipes in my pocket. And I'm just getting everything out of the way because I like to have my tools in those first few spots. Don't wear this. Always the gray plain cap. If you've gotten the plain cap as your starting hat, do you ever get a different color or is it always gray? I think I've always gotten the gray one. I know I'm so inconsistent about like reading his dialogue sometimes and not doing it others. I think I just kind of I've restarted so many times that I just get into like super focused mode and don't think about reading it. I'm just like, let's do this. I've done this before. I wish there was an option like, you know, if you buy a wetsuit from the shop, like after the shop is built, and Timmy or Tommy asks, like, do you need to know how to use this? And you can say no. I wish there was an option, like Tom Nook, to be like, do you need to know how to do DIY? And it's like, no, just give me the recipes. Because I feel like Nintendo had to know that there was going to be people out there just restarting all the time. Like, I know there's some people that have kept the same island since the game's launch. But then there's people like me that just restart for fun every... All right, I forgot you can do quantity now. This is so nice. I don't know how I forget when I literally was playing last night and like crafting multiples for the I don't know what you would call it, the delivery service. If you've played the update on the dock, you can send stuff to other islands with, or not other islands, but you can send stuff out with Cap'n to earn more hotel tickets. So I've basically, like, as I was time traveling through the days, I would do like 4 more of those every day. It did suck though, because I did get stuck with like 2. So the list completely resets every Monday apparently. But I got stuck with 2 flower DIYs that I didn't have the flowers for. So they were taking up like 2 spaces in my and like that dock thing. I don't know what to call it. The thing on the pier at the hotel next to Cap'n. So yeah, they were just taking up 2 spots that I couldn't craft anything else. Or like I couldn't craft all 4 items at a time. I'm not being very articulate. Also, it's like freezing in my room right now. I'm so cold. Oops. I'll also do the slingshot recipe. Even though I just bought one. Also, I usually try to buy one of these items, but I don't want either of those. I don't know if I've ever had such terrible items as like my first items. Normally I would put my slingshot at the front, but I'm not trying to reorganize my entire pockets. Do like that. Actually, I'm gonna just go ahead and get that because it's pretty inexpensive. We have all the Lego stuff. Is there anything else cheap I can get? Also, good news, if you never played Pocket Camp or never like connected your Pocket Camp to a Nintendo Online account, I do play Pocket Camp and I did have it connected like before Pocket Camp went to a offline game. So I already had all these items, but now everyone has them. So even if you never played Pocket Camp or like I said, connected your account, you still have those items now, which is nice. Because I do feel like they're pretty popular items. Maybe not. I want to get a couple more things, but I don't have very many bells. So if you buy like 5 things every day, it takes you 20 days to get the Nook Shopping app on your phone. Because you have to have 100, you have to have bought 100 items before you get the app. So I guess I'm just gonna get like all the cheap clothing items. That should be 3. I will probably just end up like reselling these to Nook's Cranny when it opens. And I do plan to play this island more slowly. I don't plan on using like treasure islands. I'm not quite sure on time traveling yet. I wanted to have an island I didn't time travel on, and I have already been time traveling on my other island. Hold on. I have to hear the noise. But for content, I feel like it's probably a little easier if you time travel. I don't know. I haven't made any decisions yet. Just trying to get through day 1 so far. There's also a Nook Mile achievement for like placing 10 furniture items outside, which fish and bugs do count if you place them. And Tom Nook only needs 5 creatures. And I think, I honestly don't know. I thought the flimsy fishing rod was supposed to be good for 10 fish. But I feel like I've also had it break after only like 8 fish before. So I don't know. And then I think your net normally breaks after 10 bugs. Or 10 things, like, I think snowflakes count there as well. I know there's like a resource online somewhere where I'm sure I could see what the hits are for the different tools. I'm just not gonna look it up right now. Like, I think I'm pretty sure I'm already at 5 creatures, but like I said, then when I place the tent for blathers, I can just place the fish and bugs outside that are extra, and have that count towards my miles goal. And also it's nice to have extra stuff to sell, because it is definitely difficult to get bells the first couple days. Alright, snow boy. Let's make a snow boy. Maybe when I find the other snowball, I can get a dung beetle. Okay, I'm gonna go look before that gets too big. I hate when they spawn so far apart. Yeah. Or is that the one I already rolled? I'm not gonna know where anything is on this island. Between restarting, so the first 2 islands I had on the Switch 2 were the same map. So like everything was kind of in the same spot. I put my villager houses in the same place. I put my house in the same place. I knew where resident services was. And so between having my island on my other Switch and then having this be a different map than I've had, it's gonna be so hard to find things at first, I feel like. Also, I feel like I'm a little bit better at making small snowboys than like the ones where you push the bottom ball like as big as it can go. I think that's right. We'll find out. And nice to meet you. Finally, we could talk face to face. I was eager to meet you even when I was still just a million little flakes. Nice work rolling me up, bud. As you can see, I'm Snowboy. I won't last forever, so let's have some fun on this island while we can. I think it's only appropriate that I share a DIY recipe with such a gifted snowcrafter. Let's see. I know, I'll show you how to make a frozen arch. Check out your Nook phone and take a large snowflake too. It's required to craft the item. I've placed it with your belongings. Use it to make a special item of mine. I can't believe this is your first time making me. I mean, just look at me. I'm perfect. It's a real head scratcher, or it would be if I could scratch my head. I sense incredible talent emanating from your crafting hands. We'll see great things from you in the future. Oh, I see a balloon. Oh, swap it. My pockets are full. So we will pop this balloon. I should have gone the other way. If you press the right and left arrows, you can just scroll through the tools in your pocket. Well, also, I usually set my cardboard box right by customer service. Resident services. Snowflake wreath. Okay. I'm gonna go drop my weeds and my rocks in my tent. I thought it was a little bit faster than this, but we're coming up to an hour recording. And I was hoping to only play right at an hour. Or like record right at an hour, so I might have to do some stuff I normally do off camera. So like usually once I place the museum and get the axe, I will shake all my trees looking for a wasp. I think you get 2 wasps on this main part of your island, and then also an item, like a furniture item. And then so usually I'll shake all my trees and then chop them. But I'm gonna donate these creatures to Tom Nook, so I will be back in just a second. Alright, so I got the museum kit to place it. I'm thinking about just putting it on the beach right here in front of resident services. Just because I think ultimately I would want a building that big on the other side of the river, and I can't do that until I have the museum. So I also Tom Nook gave me red pansies, and I bought some orange windflowers from Timmy. Okay, I thought that would be the case, but I just want to double check. So difficult to get it just right. And for those of you that like to keep Blathers in his tent, having the museum upgraded to the building is a requirement to get the hotel. I'm not really sure why. I don't know, like, if you need to have Brewster to have the hotel, because once you get to 3 stars, you get Cap'n whether you have the museum or not. Because in order to get Brewster, you have to have at least one of everything donated to the museum. So you can have Cap'n and not have Brewster. So I'm just curious why they made it so that you have to have the museum to have the hotel. If you have any theories on that, or maybe Nintendo's put it out there why that is, let me know. I didn't mean to that. Whatever. I don't have enough to breed right now anyway. So planting 10 flowers is a Nook Mile achievement. And I think watering 10 as well. Like I said, I'll probably do things like chop all my trees off camera. I'm also not really sure how I'm going to do this island. I don't think realistically that I can keep up with like playing every day and recording it every day. So I'm not sure, because I do know it is also exciting to see like the beginning days of the island. But it also is just a lot of grinding, a lot of like, dang it, I didn't mean to water there. A lot of catching creatures, either diving or fishing to try to earn money or bells, try to get miles. So I might not, I do want to post, I think, this island once a week and my other island once a week. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on my other island right now, so that might change. I am going to check my miles though, because I might have enough. I haven't broken a tool yet either though, and that is also an achievement. I just haven't caught enough things. Also, if you use your right joystick, you can just quickly scroll to the next one that needs to be claimed. And you can do that either in this screen or the other screen. So let's see where I'm at. I might have to catch some more stuff. I also didn't have enough items to place 10 items outside. I meant to take off my hat and my socks and place those as well, but I forgot what I was doing. But I probably will record getting my first 3 house plots. That might be the next time I record for this island. So you can see me getting my normal, peppy, and lazy villagers. And I'm not sure yet if I want to villager hunt for them or just autofill. Okay, I did get all of my... I got enough miles, so we're good. I might just autofill because those first 3 villagers just get starter houses. They don't get their original houses. And if I decide not to do HHP on this island, I would rather the villagers just have like their actual house. I will be paying you back as soon as you stop talking. I'm ready to pay. Thank you so much. And then also don't forget, if you're starting a new island or starting your first island, maybe like the switch to 3.0 update hype has gotten you into Animal Crossing for the first time. After you pay off your 5,000 mile loan, you have to talk to him again to get him to upgrade it to an actual house. If you don't, you'll wake up on day 2 and still be in a tent. It is kind of frustrating that you can't just like do it right away. I also hate that about Cyrus on Har's Island. Like once you have Reese and Cyrus and you go to Cyrus to customize something, I hate that you have to like initiate the conversation every time. I don't know why there's not an option for him to be like, do you have anything else to customize? And you to say yes or no. It's like when you're donating to Blathers for the first time and he's like, oh, I see you have something else. And you can just keep going. I wish there was an option to do that with Cyrus. I'll go with the blue roof. Blue. And then we'll get Nook Miles Plus. And we will be right at about an hour. So this will probably be all for today. But I feel like this is a pretty good stopping point. Like once you get your upgraded house, like that's a pretty good deal for day 1. Also, like I said, I am going to shake all my trees and chop them off camera. Because I'm going to need to get some branches to make the axes. And yeah, that usually takes, I think it usually takes something like 5 flimsy axes to hit all your rocks and all your trees on the beginning part of your island. So it takes a lot of grinding. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm so glad you chose to hang out with me while I'm starting my new island on my Switch 2. Please let me know what kind of island you're working on right now. Like I said, I do think I want this to be like a food core / kid core type island. And yeah, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye!